How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be playing a game of ranked seasons. We have Cy Young on the mound, and we're going up against a really good player. This guy recognizes PSN. He is a top player, and he also has that Don Mattingly. So I believe he's in the World Series, and I guess we'll know at the end of this game. But he definitely has a good team. He's got that Ichiro. He's got his creative player. He has the flashback Tony Gwynn, not the 99 overall, but the special edition diamond. And I've been really struggling with this Javier Báez. When I played this game with the debut, the previous video that I uploaded, I didn't really hit all that great with Javier Báez, but I was able to manufacture at least one win in the last one. And then I did lose a game, which was it broke kind of my win streak that I had going. I was at like a 17 or 18 game win streak. But I noticed on these harder difficulties, it's much tougher to hit. I mentioned that in my previous video, and there I was late, extremely late on a lot of pitches. But Ichiro is an absolute glitch in this game. He's ripping a base hit up the middle. I knew as soon as I got him 0-2 and threw that I threw a pitch that was inside off the plate. He took it, and I went with the fastball inside, and I knew he was going to get a base hit up the middle or into the gap. But I was able to at least get his creative player out. He's trying to steal with Ichiro, and I would be as well at some point, and he's able to do a hit and run. Unfortunately, he hits it to the wrong side of second base, and I was able to make the play. But I get out of the inning unscathed. Ichiro does not score from second, and that's important because the leadoff base hit, especially with that speed. And I don't want to get too far behind in the game, especially early on in the first inning. If he was to score a run or a couple runs there, get a rally going, a player of this caliber, I would be very tough to come back. This field that we're playing at has a very deep center field, 450 feet, as Josh Donaldson hits one to center. He has Andrew Jones out there, Ichiro, and then the flashback Tony Gwynn. Definitely good defensive outfield. His worst defensive player out there is the left fielder Tony Gwynn, but as we saw in the first inning, he's able to track down that foul ball in foul territory and make the play. So I have Cy Young on the mound. That's a good thing because there I hung a pitch and he's still able to keep it in the yard. But against a good player like this, I want a pitcher that I can very easily control. So far, using this Cy Young, I haven't given up any runs, and he's been very effective there. Don Mattingly's hitting a base hit, but Jonathan Scope knocks it down and makes the play, so kind of took away a base hit there. And especially on these harder difficulties in the CS division, if this opponent is in the World Series, then I have to keep the game at least close. I know it's going to be a low-scoring game, and if it gets out of hand, then it's going to be tough to come back because this dude has a much better team than I do. And Matt Chapman is knocking a base hit just out of the reach of his creative player. And Acuna, later on in the inning, Acuna is going to fly out to center field. Anywhere but center field. If I could have hit that ball into the gap or pulled it down the line, then I would have been able to score that run. But anything in center field, the right field area is going to be locked down with those two guys, Andrew Jones and Ichiro. They're going to cover so much range out there that it's going to be so tough to get a base hit. But as Ichiro knocks another base hit to center field, he wasn't having a tough time getting some guys on base, but I was able to pitch out of some jams early on. In the fourth inning, still 0-0, and Mark Pryor is dealing on the mound here. I was having a tough time squaring him up and finding some holes out there in the outfield. Been lining out and hitting some hard ground balls there. He reacted like crazy, fielded the ball, and threw me out at first base. That was a pretty impressive play. And now I'm facing flashback Tony Gwynn with nobody out. I threw a hanging screwball over the middle of the plate, but he does line out to Willie Mays there. And that Willie Mays diamond that for completing the moments missions is actually pretty good. His stats versus righties aren't all that great at 59 and 59, but he does have good vision and it kind of makes up for it. Contact is viable enough. It's usable. I mean, I've noticed that his swing is kind of tricky to get, but if you're able to get the timing down with him, he does get some base hits, and that speed out there is really good on defense as the opponent is starting to start up a rally with one out. Luckily I got the fly out facing Don Mattingly there, and that Don Mattingly is kind of an interesting card. He hits lefties for a lot more power, but against righties he has a lot higher contact. But there's Cy Young is ripping a base hit up the middle into center field. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, my pitcher is getting a base hit, but all these other guys are lining out. Flying out there with Javier Báez, the best contact I've had with them. I felt like my bat was right on it, but I'm considering selling some of the guys that I have, like Andrew Jones. I'm considering selling that Javier Báez because I haven't done that great with him. But I want to pick up some better pitchers. Maybe I'll pick up this Mark Pryor because he's been very good for me, or very good against me so far in this game. but there Pablo Sanchez unable to send one opposite field out of here. It was unfortunate. I felt like I was on that one too, hitting it the other way, but there his creative player, Robinson Cano, was sending a base hit up the middle. And I felt like this opponent might try to steal and try to get into scoring position later on in this game. As we move into the top of the 6th inning, still 0-0. I only have 3 hits. The opponent has 5 hits. Definitely a pitcher's duel. And from a pitcher standpoint, I mean, I used to pitch in college, and I've played baseball my entire life. I don't play any longer. But as a pitcher, I really like this game so far. I think the game is really tough. It's a big-time challenge with the pitch speeds and everything. And just trying to pitch effectively, it's much easier to mix up speeds and kind of attack hitters in different ways. In MLB The Show 18, it was really hard to pitch because every ball that you made a mistake had a chance of being sent out. In this one, there's a lot less home runs, but also a lot less runs scored in general on the harder difficulty from what I've seen. And here, every now and then, I'm going to have a higher scoring game, which is awesome. It's because it's not the best for content when it's like a 0-0 game, but at the same time, these games are very interesting. As we move into the top of the 8th, I mean, any one swing of the bat could win this game at this point, and at the same time, you string together a few base hits, and that's that. If you hit one out of this stadium, I'd be very impressed with some of the guys that I have in my lineup, because I don't know if they can necessarily even hit one out. At 340 down the lines, 370 in the gaps, and 450 feet in center field. I don't know what the name of this park is, but I necessarily never picked this place ever, because I mean, there Ronald Acuna having a tough time out there defensively. I'm considering replacing him out there because he gets really bad reaction, and his reaction rating I think is around a 74. It's not even that bad, as Willie Mays catches a line out there from Ichiro Suzuki, and I don't know how he was able to tag up there. He brought in Billy Hamilton, so like I said before, he was going to try and take advantage of a base runner late in the game with some speed. I figured, because a lot of good players at the game, they know how to score runs late. They know what to do with their substitutions. They know how to build their team in that way. I mean, I either have Alberto Mondesi or Billy Hamilton on my bench as well because of a late game defensive replacement. That Ronald Acuna, like I said before, he gets a kind of a bad reaction. And there I went to Billy Hamilton right there. I'm trying to steal second, kind of go with a little bit of a hit and run, and it doesn't work out the way I would like, but I do move the runner nonetheless, have a chance to score him here with Andrew Jones. But what I was saying is the game just plays a lot differently this year with the defensive adjustments, the hitting with the pitch speeds, and just kind of the way the timing windows are, a lot less home runs. The way the game is played right now is really a lot of fun. I mean, it's a really big challenge to try and play these games with this caliber of players. What I mean is I have a lot of gold cards on my team, some guys that don't really have the best attributes, but I'm really excited to use some of the better cards in this game, like the Signature Series players. Just the way the game is played right now, I don't really care all that much if I take a lot of L's or play these games where it's like it's 0-0, finally where I'm able to score a run in the 10th inning and stuff like that. Like, I don't really mind playing these types of games because it just gets me excited for playing games with a much better team, and I'm trying to get as much XP as I can. I don't really have all the stubs to grind out those collections. I thought that one was gonna drop down, so I almost got doubled off there with Willie Mays. But I'm trying to manufacture at least one more run in this one. Cy Young hits it to shortstop. I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna build my team in the future and kind of what guys I'm gonna select at 75 and silver level 1. I'm at around like 50 something, so I'm curious to see what other guys select. I've been going up against a lot of players that have that Ichiro. I've been going up against some guys that have the Kershaw, some guys that had the Tony Gwynn. In the last video, I played somebody who had the Tony Gwynn. So just playing a variety of these players is a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to have as much videos uploaded as I possibly can for debut games and ranked seasons games. I'm looking to get some better pitching, because having to go 10 innings with Cy Young, I didn't want to pinch hit with him because Goose Gossage was tired, so I think I need to pick up another reliever. I've been thinking of getting Fernando Rodney, the Diamond Fernando Rodney, as I haven't faced him yet either, so I haven't seen some of these cards used, and after facing this Mark Pryor, I might have to pick him up. I want to try and get Noah Syndergaard as well. That's going to be be one of the guys I'm going after because of the pitch speeds. He does have the hard slider, hard fastball, but there's Cy Young is getting a complete game shutout, a 10-inning complete game shutout, allowed 9 hits, didn't strike anyone out. That opponent was a very good player, a top player in the game, and we were able to keep him scoreless. I mean, 9 hits, he definitely could have scored some runs, but just the way the game played, he wasn't able to manufacture a run. He was indeed in the World Series. He was at 914. So hopefully I can make it to the World Series. I'm at 864. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.